metaphor for life. How to transform your life through love. Ping pong at any age. How does love figure into this now?
I love the game. I introduced it to him, and he started loving the game, and that was it. So it's a love affair around ping pong.
Is that true, Frank?
Yes. I'm a very competitive guy, and I was enjoying our competitive ping pong games in the morning when Claire said to me, I've devised a new game, Love Ping Pong. Mm-hmm. My thought was, what? I'm enjoying this competition. Love Ping Pong sounds too...
Really?
It's meant to focus your mind, your attention, your competitiveness, your love in that ball.
Well, we decided to keep it interesting that we would play with the left hand. Neither one of us are left-handed. So that was a challenge. It was not met with a lot of enthusiasm at first, but to me it was just like, let's stretch ourselves. Because when you talk about it as a metaphor for life, you're really saying, get out of doing things the same way, expand yourself, develop new skills. It's also very balancing. So he went along, and we got to the point gradually where it was easy, you know. Mm-hmm. So the next step, of course, was to try two paddles at the same time, one in the right hand, one in the left hand. And that was a very big jump into a sense of freedom, because you got to step back and you got to hit with both arms and reach wide. And so it just turned into something beyond ordinary ping pong.
The way Claire just described, two hands, you're in a dance, and it's rhythmic, and you're into it, and it becomes almost secondary if you hit the ball back on the table. We play on a concrete floor, and if it hits the floor and bounces up, and you can scoop it, wonderful. In fact, it's extra special because you're keeping it going, the balance, the harmony.
I think the one thing you asked earlier about how I was changed by the game, I learned a lot about my personality. It was kind of a revealing moment when I realized I just want to get the ball across there. And so when we started moving into areas that were more difficult, you know, like I had to slow down and I had to pace myself and I had to set myself up. And I realized that was something, a life skill that I needed more too. I didn't like it when I lost, and I would have a little emotional dip. And then when I won, I started thinking, oh, wow, this is really good. I'm really on my game. I'm on my life. Everything is good. I really want to give him a good game, and that sort of gave me a new focus because I was already equally skillful, but he was, you know, he's very competitive. He's more competitive than I am in one way. I kind of get dumped by competitive, but I like to do it, and then I get upset. So I got through all that. I really, really got through that whole thing, and now I play to play well, and if he wins or I lose or what have you, he's helping me win when I win, and I'm helping him win when he wins.
It's wonderful exercise. Again, at the beginning, I when we were starting at 7 a.m., sometimes earlier, I was whining and complaining, and why can't we start at 7:30 or 8 o'clock? Or let me get into my day first. But now,
I love the game. I introduced it to him, and he started loving the game, and that was it. So it's a love affair around ping pong.
Is that true, Frank?
Yes. I'm a very competitive guy, and I was enjoying our competitive ping pong games in the morning when Claire said to me, I've devised a new game, Love Ping Pong. Mm-hmm. My thought was, what? I'm enjoying this competition. Love Ping Pong sounds too...
Very gratifying to be able to do something that you've never been able to do, and there's just a great result to it. So we put a lot of effort or concentration on what we call drills. And the whole idea is in a drill is you intend to hit the ball exactly where you want to hit it. Let's say you want to hit it right straight down the middle line. Now, you might think that's pretty easy after you learn how to get it on the table, of course. And the first thing in ping pong is you got to keep the ball on the table and get it back and forth with a forehand, the backhand, and cross, a serve. But beyond that, which is what most people can do, and that's ordinary, I call that ordinary ping pong. It can be more or less competitive or recreational or whatever. But we've taken it to using it to get beyond that. So we have a whole set of drills. And we try to get up, say, to 100 shots, and how many percentage can we get, say, right down the middle line, 3 inches on either side. And then we go on to other targets. And each one of those becomes a new challenge. And then playing a game is not so important to win, but it's playing against our ability that we're at. So we start seeing progress in terms of, my goodness, we got 50% down the line in the middle out of 100. And that's something that we look forward to changing and making better.
Have you overcome the one person is better at this, the other one's better at that?
I'll relate this to when I played a person who was a very good player. And I think the final score was 21-3. And of course I was playing to win or do as well as I could against this person. And then I realized what that not an expert, but very good player was doing, simply returning everything that I hit onto the table. Just returning it, not smashing it or spinning it or anything else, just returning it. So this can be another metaphor for my life. Whatever life throws at me, on whatever side of the table, short or long, I'm just going to return it, and I'm going to return it calmly in a focused manner.
And now that his psychology really is more about, I just want to get the ball back. I don't want to kill you. I don't have to win. Let's just keep the ball in play. Well, this leads to very long volleys, which are really a part of the dance. Mm-hmm. And we would enjoy a long volley as much as we would one slam to get the point. Mm-hmm. Get it out as quick as you can. It doesn't mean that we don't use those strategies to surprise the other person, make it interesting. But that's not the motivation. Mm-hmm. The motivation is to do everything that there is there. Enjoy the full game, get everything you can out of the experience of it, and not just try to win. And I think that's a big change in psychology. It's how you play the game. It's there's more to it than just beating the other guy. And really, to enjoy the other guy winning and doing a great shot, I really, truly love it as much as when I do a great shot. So I think we've gotten really beyond that kind of narrow competitiveness to using competitiveness to not only cooperate better, but to grow each other. Prayer position is when you only play with one paddle, but you have to shift from right hand to left hand. So if, let's say, we pick in the basket and he gets prayer position and I get left hand, then I've got to play my left hand game against his prayer position game. And so this could switch every day, a new combination. And then we might reverse it. If he got prayer and I got left, then I would take prayer and he would take left. Things like that. So there's always surprises. And so 180 hours is really all we played. That's not a lot, because you can play 180 hours of ordinary ping pong and not progress much at all in terms of the things that we progressed in.
You got to a few minor medical issues. It didn't slow us down a bit. In fact, I think, if anything, it helped us physically and mentally recuperate and grow stronger. So I recommend it for everyone over the age of 150 years old.
Jointly. And I really think every new thing that we did in Love Ping Pong was just opening a new avenue that we wouldn't ordinarily do, but we did it because we wanted the challenge and we wanted to expand ourselves through the game. So that makes it a metaphor for life.